So what you're going to do is you're going to open up your existing AI file with all your fruit basket. Okay, so this is that file. I just destroyed it. I'm going to go to, I thought I unfroze it. Okay, so I'm just going to open it. All right, and then I'm going to go to File, New, and I'm going to call this file fruit and bowl with shading or something like that. Shading with fruit and bowl, whatever it is. And we're just going to go 6 inches by 6 inches. All right, and we're just going to create it. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to that existing file, and I'm just going to select my cherry, hold down Shift, select my lemon, select a leaf, and I need the bowl. Okay, so you'll have to pull them away from that. If anything isn't grouped together, like on your bowl, make sure your bowl is grouped. Right click and group it. All right, I'm just going to hit Control C. I'm not going to do my pear. I chose to do my lemon instead. Okay, and I'm just going to paste it here. And there they are. And they're all on here. So we're just going to pull them in. And those are the ones that I'm going to do. Okay, oh, I didn't listen to my own advice. Make sure it's grouped, which is interesting because we're going to ungroup it. All right, there we go. Okay, and I believe per our assignment, I have to put a highlight and shadow on lemon or pear, your choice, bowl, apple, and one leaf, one. And then not the orange. The orange has a lot of pieces on it. And I think you'll get the gist once we do this. All right, so I'm going to start with the apple, okay? And all I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down Alt and make a copy of it and just pull it out slightly so that when I select both, you can see now this part right here will become the shadow. All right, so if that's too much, move it. You can also change the color on this, okay, if it's a little easier for you to see. All right, so maybe you only want this much of a shadow. All right, okay, we're going to select both. We're going to go to our Pathfinder tool and we hit divide. All right, so at that point, I can just go back in with my direct select. Oh no, I have to right group. Sorry. Okay, I go in, I ungroup, and now I can just delete that part. And this part, I can use my color picker tool to go back to that cherry color. Okay, now I know I have 2 pieces. I have to make sure I go back to that because there's no piece underneath that. Okay, it combines them when you do that. Now I'm going to click on that little slice, the shadow part, and I'm going to double click on the fill, and I'm going to click on the palette here. And I'm just going to use that bottom, and I'm just going to darken it slightly. Okay, so that's it. That's all it was for the shadow. Now, we're going to do this again, but now we're going to just do a small little highlight. I'm going to hold down Alt. I'll bring this little guy up here to do just a little bit of a shadow or a little thing there. All right, select it all, hit divide again. Make sure you right click and ungroup, delete that part, and then here, if you don't change the color of it, then you don't have to use the color picker tool, but sometimes for you guys it's a little easier to see. All right, and I need to make this a little bit happier. And you can go ahead if you want, you could choose your own red color if you want to use the color picker tool. I need a brighter red. Maybe that's good. All right, so there you go. I didn't do this extremely well for a highlight, but you can see where it slices and dices, and that's what's important. All right, if you don't like it, Control Z and undo it. When I'm done, I'll select it all. I'll just go ahead and hit group, and I am done with that. All right, the lemon starts with 2 shapes. I will use the Pathfinder tool, and I will unite those. Okay, so I will unite those. All right, and then I will do the same thing. Hold down Alt, make a little highlight up there, right? I'll do a highlight first, hit divide, hit ungroup, delete that little piece, and that little piece there will now become the highlight or wherever your little light source is. I'm not too concerned about where the light source is right now. I'm really just concerned about showing you guys how to flat shade. Okay? And then again, you can do the same thing, pull this down or rotate it. If you're like Mrs. Fitz, I rather just draw my own shapes and just do it with my own shapes and do the same thing. That's fine. All right? You can flat shade with a circle. You can flat shade with the actual shape. It doesn't really matter. All right? There is a tool called the pencil tool. All right? The pencil tool. So if you want to do that, because you're like, Miss Fitz, that other stuff is just too much. All right? And now you can get in there and divide it. All right? Oops. I should be able to just color that part. I don't know why it's not letting me. Oops. I forgot to ungroup it. I bet you did I forget to ungroup it? Is that why? Where is it? There it is. But I don't want that top part. I just want this part. No, maybe it doesn't work with that. I divided it though. Ah, there we go. Ungroup. There we go. It was being sassy. Sometimes this stuff is a little sassy, all right? But stick with it. I don't quit. Like, I'm like, and that's a really ugly shaded lemon, all right? So if you're like, if that makes a little more sense to you to do with the pencil tool, all right? I really don't, that's fine, all right? The leaf is the same thing, and so I don't need to demo the leaf, but you'll do the leaf. And then the bowl, this is how I did it. I think it's really easy to make sure it's ungrouped so that you only copy this top part, all right? And then go in, select it all, divide, right? We ungroup it, delete that top little piece, and then this little piece right here can get a little color. Now, I don't know why it's not doing this either, but we can merge those together. We know how to do that. We know how to unite, right? So sometimes things are just weird. For instance, when I go into fill on my brown bowl on the other artboard, I was not getting the sliders. All right, if that happens where you don't have the sliders, all right, just go in, pick a color, and then go back to the sliders. All right, no biggie. All right, whatever you want. And again, I can just go ahead and make a copy of that, and I can do a cute little, I don't know what shape this is going to be. It's going to be rough because I cut that all out, but whatever. You guys get it. You'll learn. All right, so now my highlights are kind of a funky color. I don't know if I like that. That's weird. But you know what? I can just go in. I'll just delete these anchor points real quickly. All right, and there we go. Not all is lost. And then I would just change the color on that. Again, not the best little highlights. I can always go in and change anything I want. All right. Oh, that's because of the handles. Whoa, I want that piece. There it is. There we go. Come on, Sharon. Well, whatever. Okay, so when you're done, I would put it nice together. All right, group that together. Get your lemon. You can scale these things up now. All right, make them bigger. I don't know why that stupid line is there. I really don't like it, but it doesn't really matter. You can put your little speck. Wait, that doesn't make any sense because the needs to go down there. Arrange, send it back, put it in the bowl, scale everything up. Make copies of your leaf, make copies of whatever it is that you want, all right, or just leave it as is too, and that's okay. All right, questions. Do I need to do the leaf or do we get it? We got it, right? We got it. It's the same thing. And then, of course, scale it up.